What's up, YouTube? Welcome back. Dub Digital, crypto news, macro trends. Give me a subscribe if you appreciate the content. I'm coming to you every single day with the hottest TA all of your favorite YouTubers are not talking about. Today, we got Orchid. Where my Orchid team at? Let's jump into the charts. We got OXT, Orchid. It's bleeding, guys. OXT is bleeding. What's going on? Dub Digital, tell us what's going on. I thought this was going straight to the moon. Ain't no thing, y'all. Just another day in Cryptlandia. Put it to y'all like this. Assets go up, assets go down. Digital assets go way up and way down. Sometimes they go way down before they go way up and vice versa. In the case of OXT, I gotta tell you, it went way up before it went down. It's good while it's happening, it's bad after it happens. That's just the name of the game. But hey guys, don't trip. Instead of looking at this as a negative, what did you learn from this if you got caught up on the top of this thing? If you got burned, if you got wrecked? I guess the lesson you should take from this is don't go chasing moves, because you know what happens to chasing moves? You get dumped on, you get wrecked, you go down hard. Look at this, from the wick to where we are currently, this price has collapsed 61%. So if you bought into this move, even early on in the momentum play, you're probably a break even or lower. That's why, guys, this channel is not trading per se. It's more money management, risk management, value investing. But just like good mechanics that study a beat up car, we are analysts of value. Let's study this thing a little better, understand just how beat up this thing is. We got the fib retracement up here, y'all. Fib retracement tool is helpful in trying to determine how far something has retraced or corrected and how deep that correction is. So right here we see the fib retracement tool obviously showing that this Orchid run was epic. It was legendary. It was something for the ages. Unfortunately, guys, what goes up must come down. Unless you're MJ in Space Jam, then you're never coming down. But this thing did come down. Like I said, came down about 60% over 1 month. Remember what was going on when this was happening so you don't do it again. Remember how you feel when Davey Day Trader was telling all his people to jump into this thing and everyone did and trusted him, and then he bailed, and look what happened. Y'all, this channel is one of a kind because I want to help y'all. Why? Because I've been where y'all at and it sucks not to know what's going on. Don't want that to happen. Want to share my knowledge? Just give me one subscribe. And if you saw my last video, consider yourself a day one. Thank you for following me. If you saw my last video, you know that we identified a fractal. Can you see it? I can, and I'm gonna show you. I propose to you that this structure has formed in a similar way before. Let me zoom out to Dow. Look at that sucker. Take a while to develop, but this one was approximately 25 days, and this one 30 days. This is a cyclical pattern. And guys, remember, price movement on the chart is not price moving on the chart. It's how people think of the price of an asset on the chart. Investors' sentiment towards said asset. So in this example, OXT, and I'm in the 4 hour. James, over such a long time frame, you're using the 4 hour? What the hell? When you're trying to identify a fractal, you gotta be pretty meticulous. Right, we get it, bro. Stop talking already. All right. I got you. Did I say way over here? Oh, I'm tripping. My bad. It's right here. All right, also check this out. You got a big bump up, steep sell off, pump up, grind down for a good amount of time, and a capitulation move. Let's move to the bigger fractal here. You got a huge pump up, significant drop down, grind down, capitulation move. It's just less of a bounce compared to this one. Then we have this pop-up. It's tiny on this scale, but it's equivalent to this pop-up on this scale. Then a kind of rounded capitulation move down, which came quicker and more flat on this larger structure here. Remember, guys, fractals are not the same, but they're similar. So we're at this capitulation. If you can even see it, there's a bounce here, and then another rounded move down. Round and move down until we come to a bottoming process, and maybe even another move down after this if this fractal stays true, guys, and then a rounding and then up. I'm going to show you guys exactly how this looks like and how long it might take for this whole fractal to play out once again. But before we do that, let's apply the fib retracement tool on the smaller fractal so we can see what history has done as far as how deep the correction has been in the past, and see how crazy, just how gnarly this correction might get for this bigger one right here that we're currently in. We're on the fib retracement tool zoomed up on the smaller fractal to try to get an understanding of how crazy, how hard this thing corrected from the initial dump. This thing still dropped 40%. Then I'm going to zoom out the scale to show you guys, even though while in that move, while it seemed ginormous, while it seemed like it was going to the moon, never stopping, it did, and it came down, y'all, fell to the ground. You guys like that? Leave it in the comments. Let's complete the comparison, guys, by completing the fib retracement tool on the larger fractal to see, can this thing go as low as the first one did? And where is it now currently? What I essentially did was apply Fibonacci retracement tools to both of the fractals so I can better understand and compare how deep these things corrected. Okay, so the first one, it's not hard to see, went way deep into the gray, almost touched the bottom of the gray, and then proceeded the shot up, the second impulse. Okay guys, currently in the second impulse, we are deep into the blue. However, we have seen and history has shown that OXT can bleed lower, and we're so close to this Fibonacci line, I don't see why we wouldn't enter it, guys. So guys, I got good news and bad news for you. Good news is this thing is gonna get cheaper. It's gotten way cheaper from its high, and from the price point now, it has been 150% more expensive than it is today. You guys are lucky, because your favorite crypto is on sale. If you don't feel that way, then I guess I have bad news for you. The bad news is, I guess you lost some money in your portfolio balance. But I also got good news for that. You haven't lost it until you sell it. The only reason you would see this as a negative thing is because you don't really believe in OXT. You don't really believe in Orchid. You just really want to get rich really quick. Well guys, I'm gonna tell you this. I've been in crypto since 2013. That's 7 years. And none of those people make it. None of them last. They're all gone. They got wrecked. They died in silence. That's why I stress value investing, y'all. Alright guys, I like to also tie the fundamentals with the technical analysis so you know what you got. You know that you got an actual product. OXT is an actual product, and I think it's starting to come into its own because of some of the things going on in the world today. This tweet was initially tweeted out by MIT Technology Review, but retweeted by Orchid and states, TikTok is a good example of how a seemingly benign app that can give the CCP a lot of useful data. The sentiment data from an app like TikTok can be used to understand how people are influenced and how they think. Well, you don't think big media would try to hypnotize you or brainwash you, would you? Hell no. They're too nice to do that. Psych. Understand what's going on. As a macro investor, we just don't look at crypto. We look at how crypto can help the world, because value is created when someone, and if there's nothing that fixes the issue and a new technology comes around to disrupt that, that technology can become more and more valuable by the day. I'm not saying that that could happen, but the stage is set. The world is in the most distrusting state it's ever been in. It's time to plot that fractal. So just to recap where we were in the fractal, I believe we are somewhere currently around here. Okay, it's hard to say. You can make a case for this or that. All we know, we are closer to the pump, hopefully, according to the fractal. Based on where we think it is, what potentially can this look like moving forward? I'm just gonna do a bar pattern here that's gonna give me something like that. Now guys, this could be some margin of error, but this should give you a good understanding of how these things keep repeating over and over time, change in intensity. Some are tiny, you can't see them. Some are ginormous. And I think we're having another one come that's ginormous. This is just a straight copy of this right here. I haven't even scaled this sucker up. There you go. You happy? Can't even see it. Let me zoom out a little bit. Can't even see it. Let me zoom out more. I can't even see it, guys. But do you notice something? Impulses happen not just out of random. If an asset impulse, it means it had the ability to attract that much money before. It had that ability to attract that much eyes before. We're looking like, what? I'm going on 200% and I can't even go up anymore. So based off of my knowledge in this space, if you can wait long enough, your money isn't gone, it's just sleeping. So what does this mean in terms of timing, James? You're doing a lot of talking, James. Just tell me what I need to know, James. Based off of history and rough scaling, guys, but we're looking at 37 days-ish, maybe 2 months. There's one thing to understand. This thing, its fractal has showed that it could bleed down farther. Maybe another 10% or so, maybe more if crazy things in the world happen, but fractals tend to repeat and history tends to rhyme. All right, guys, so let's recap. Orchid went up a lot, came down a lot. Every action has equal opposite reaction. It's a law of the universe, y'all. You can use that law to your advantage next time. No use crying over spilled milk, y'all. Everyone lost money before. You don't lose it until you sell it. If you value the content, if you like trap music, give me a subscribe and hit that bell notification. I'm Dub Digital. Crypto news, macro trends. Talk to y'all later. Peace.